Good evening, friends. This is the radionetwork.com website. It was taken down or something earlier today and nobody could get on. I just wanted to start it off by saying this is the site. Whether or not this is being actively posted with true information or not, I cannot verify or vouch for that. I can only say that it's here and it says what it says. All these little circles are areas of monitoring. The numbers inside represent how much emission is being released or found in the atmosphere, in the air. Denver seems to be the highest one at 50 that I can see. 130 is the top limit of the number to where emergency situation would kick in. And I don't see any of that right here at the moment with what they are putting their little numbers at. These are the little items here. Did you see these little square things and stuff? These are nuclear sites. So they are peppered all over the place. And you can see here we are in this region of the New Madrid fault line here. And you can see there's a cluster of them right in here, one here, all through here. Okay? And on the east coast is the same thing. We're like Japan on our east coast. They're all up along the east coast. So if there were water to come in, it could possibly damage them in such a way that we would be in a situation. So I just wanted to, well, I'm sure most of you knew that, but I just wanted to remind you that we have many problems over here if we ever get them going wrong. So the next thing would be here, and this is today over in Japan. And as you can see, you have red and yellow, and the red one indicates the harsher earthquake, which was 6.2 here at 8:30 this morning. This one was 6.0 about 10 till 5 this morning. This blue star is showing a 5.4 at 5:37 p.m. We also have a 5.7 down here at 3:30 p.m. So this whole thing indicates all these circles are something that has happened today. This is not something that happened on the 11th and it just marked it. All that stuff has happened today. So you can see the area right up in here, crossed over in here, is Fukushima. Fukushima's having hellacious problems with all those reactors. Everything that I can find, of course you have different opinions and different information that's coming out, but excuse me, it seems that from what I'm seeing and my gut feeling and everything tells me that the whole thing's going to be a total loss. That they're not going to get it under control. That the damage has already been done and is continuing to be done. The elevation level has went to a 6. Supposedly Chernobyl would be a 7. I don't think they're very long from having a Chernobyl, and it could go past a 7, you know, somehow. It goes into the water, you know, atmosphere, people, plants, animals, soil. It's radiation, it's poison. And it is possible, I believe, for it to catch up in the wind and travel and hit our coast, and they've already mentioned that. So they know it is possible. Whether they would warn you or tell you, it's probably doubtful. So this next is let me pull it down a little bit. This is a site I found when I was looking for information to see if I could find anything comparative or different, and this is called spaceweather.com, and they had this picture on their front homepage. Whether it is or is not, they say this is Jupiter and they say this is Mercury, and I thought that that was an interesting picture, and so I was looking at it and wondering and kind of admiring, and then I went up some, and when I did, I noticed this. Now I didn't come here to find this, but I would think that if you're going to put something up on your homepage, you know, you'd make sure it was clean and stuff, and if you saw some whatever it was in the background, you would scrub it out. But they didn't do that, and I've magnified it as much as I can, and I'm not able to get a clear view. So I know it's not a scar in the picture or anything like that. It looks like a trail, dark trail of something, and something in front of it. So it could be an airplane or jet, you know, airplane or something like that, but I can't prove it. But then I can't prove it's something besides that. But what I thought was odd was they just left it there and didn't even clean it up. So I thought I'd show it to you. But you can scroll down here, and this is a little video they've got here, and it's an active sunspot. And evidently this was the video recording on March the 14th whenever it erupted. And you can see what it actually looks like whenever it starts spewing something. And it talks about he captured this M4 class flare as it released its awesome power from AR-1169, a very powerful blast. And then you can come down here, and it's got a little thing down here where you can see some upcoming Earth asteroid encounters. And they have this one on tomorrow. So tomorrow, 2011 EB74 asteroid will be coming pretty close. It gives it size. These darker ones highlight the closest passes by, and then it gives your miss distance and everything. So over here on my left side, right in here, it's talking about forecast, and the forecast is 0 to 24 hours into tomorrow. We have a class M 40% chance of flares, and 30% during the next 2 days. So that tells us a little something there, that they are they're monitoring the flares. We already know about activity, and we're supposed to get it, and we know it was active on prior to the earthquake and the tsunami. And then we find out about the moon, which we kind of blow the moon off half the time because it doesn't keep us warm or grow our food or anything, and we go dive in the ocean and fish in the ocean and swim in the ocean, and we never really think about the waves and the currents and stuff, and realize that the moon plays a very regulatory active role in that high and low flow of water and the tide and the waves. So speaking of the moon, this is my moon that I saw over my home last night, which would be Monday night. I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to Mr. Man in the Moon from now on. I kind of didn't factor him in as much as I should have into my thoughts, but I realized there was a reason why the ancients worshipped the moon and the sun and the gods that they said came from the moon and the sun, is because they knew the power of the moon and the sun, and how they acted together to do the things they did, even back in then. So actively, we should be aware of this stuff. We really should, because it could poison us somewhat over here. And I don't know about you, but they can say all they want to about levels, harmful levels to humans. Oh, it's elevated, but it's still within the safe range. Well, you and me, we're not given our okay to absorb the elevated amount of it if we get exposed to it, or our food, or our water, or our animals, or anything that is being involuntarily forced upon us, as well as the Japanese people right now. You can't say, no, I don't want it, and that just goes by you. So this is something that each of you need to think about, if you haven't already, and I'm sure you have. I don't doubt anything about that. The sun, the earth, and Elenin did line up, and are still fairly lined up today. I've already been to the JPL and checked it out. We don't know if that alignment has triggered something that may happen here tomorrow, tonight, or whenever. But we do know FEMA was looking for something. It's just too odd, too coincidental. There are no such things as coincidences, I don't believe. They had all the stuff ready. They bought it. They solicited for it, so we have to anticipate they paid for it and bought it. They had the 15th down, which is today. We have not seen anything happen here today yet that we feared that might, and thank God that it didn't. But we did see on the other side of the world something happened. So maybe they did know, but maybe they weren't sure exactly where it would happen. Or maybe they did know because they helped with HARP to cause it to happen over there, and they wanted to have some supplies ready to go ship over there to help out. Or maybe they helped to cause a problem. That's a possibility also. HARP is a weapon. HARP has many uses. The people need our prayers, though, and we need our prayers, because we don't have a wall or a filter to filter out what's going to come into the atmosphere. And this is going to be something like we have not seen in quite some time. Whenever 3 Mile Island, I was just but a teenager, and Chernobyl, I was just barely approaching my mid-20s. So this, to me, is much more serious, because we're at a time in history when things are all going to come down, and it's only going to get worse. This we should still really watch, because we know this was very large in the sky whenever all this stuff happened, and we know we were getting coronal mass ejection. Maybe we won't get the same thing twice, but I think we should watch the moon and its activity and pray very hard to our Lord that He shields us from many more bad things and gives us a breather just for a while, at least for a while, before things get worse. If I find out any more things that can help anyone, or any more information to update with, I will certainly bring it out. God bless everyone, and take care until next time.